Yo, so what's good, people? So welcome to another video of the best mods for your Mark 7 GTI for under $100. Originally, I wasn't really planning on making this video because I felt like that series was completed, but there were a couple of requests to make like a part 4, and since the under $100 one was the most popular, I thought I would make a part 2 to bring to light some other parts that were worth your money for under $100, and also for the views. Before you hate on me though, at least 1, I'm being honest, and 2, I'm not like these other car channels where I try to push you to buy a product I don't use myself just because the company sent me a sample. Oh shit, y'all heard that? Did somebody two-step? Nope, that was shots fired. Alright, so anyways, enough chit chat, let's get on with this video. I am going to separate these into 2 categories, performance and cosmetic. Performance, more like anything kind of engine related and just getting underneath the hood, not really something that you just gain performance from. And cosmetic being, well, cosmetic. The first item on my list for performance is going to be this O2 sensor spacer from Amazon. And of course, this doesn't apply to everybody. If you're a stock downpipe, don't worry about it. If you're a stage 2 and you have your O2 sensor turned off, don't worry about it. But if you're someone like me rocking JB4 with an aftermarket downpipe or any sort of aftermarket downpipe without a tune, then this should apply to you. The spacer doesn't guarantee that your check engine light doesn't come on, it just kind of reduces the likelihood that it would. And what's great about this one is it comes with a bunch of different inserts, so you can try one after the other. If one doesn't work, you can try the other. And I know there are a bunch of other companies that make spacers, it's just that for me, this is the one that I used and it worked for me, so I'm hoping it will work the same for you guys. And if it makes it any better, there's like 5 stars and 120 reviews. Every car in every case is different, so there's nothing really I can give you absolutely to, you know, not have your check engine light come on. It varies case by case and car by car, even if it's the exact same car with the exact same mod. So it's just a game of luck. Best thing you can possibly do is just get the spacer and just hope for the best. The next thing on my list for performance is going to be brake pads, because, well, I mean, with all that power, you gotta have great stopping power too, right? That's what Uncle Ben said.
Remember, with great power,
you gotta have great stopping power too. Kind of on the pricier side of things because it's like $95 for 1 pair of brake pads, so it's either the front or the rears. And I'm referring to the EBC red stuff because that's what I was planning to go with once my stock ones wear out. I believe it's not really that important to get like the most expensive brake pads you can, because, well, I mean, most of them are made for like the track, and most of y'all just drive to Costco or like ShopRite. You know, you don't have to get the ones that are like $100 per pad or something, but then again, don't get the ones that are super cheap on like AliExpress or on like eBay. Like, I'm all for saving money, but when it comes to something like as important as brakes, I'm willing to dish out the extra money. I'm pretty sure most of y'all are good with the stock ones that come with the GTI. In fact, I think the stock ones are treating me pretty well, so maybe I'll even just, when I change them back to just new stock ones. So the importance here is just changing them out when you need to, not really so much on how much money you spend on per brake pad. The next thing I recommend for performance is your cabin air filter. I know, not really performance oriented in any way, but I mean, you don't want to be smelling, you know, gym socks or ass sweat in your cabin when you turn the AC on. So changing that regularly is always recommended. I think I change mine every 15k miles, and there's usually dirt or like some other trash in there. So just a word of advice, change it regularly. And that's all I really had for performance. I know it's only like 3 items, not as much as you expect, but then again, it's under $100, so you can't really get that much performance parts for under $100. Moving on to cosmetic, the first item is going to be blue aspherical mirrors. I got mine from like eBay for like 40 or like 37 bucks, I believe. They're fine, they're heated, so you don't lose that function. But basically, the outer edges of the glass is more zoomed out than the stock one, so you see more of the roll behind you. And I'm always down for more safety, so I would say it's a great investment, and it's just, I highly recommend it. And also the great thing is that they're tinted blue, and what that's supposed to do is kind of block out more glare that comes from behind you, so you're not blinded. So from people that have their high beams on, or those asshats that put LEDs in reflectors, it doesn't block out the glare completely, but then again, it's better than just not having any at all. Speaking of mirrors, the next thing is going to be the dynamic turn signals, and you can grab these on AliExpress for like 40 bucks and they work fine. I know there are sites that sell them for like 100 something, and it's honestly, I would say there's no difference. I know people that get the AliExpress ones and they say the fitment is perfect, everything about them is great. So save your money and drop your ego and just get the AliExpress ones. They'll come in a month, but I mean, hey, for 40 bucks. They're sequential, so that means when you put on your turn signal, they sweep from in to out, like this. They're also smoke black, and I think that looks pretty sleek and stylish. I personally haven't gotten them yet, but when I get to it, I'm just gonna grab the 40 bucks one on AliExpress. The next item for cosmetic is gonna be WeatherTech stuff. So 2 items. The first one being their trunk liner, and I don't know, there's not much to say about it except it's just a waterproof rubber trunk liner for your trunk. I will say though, however, they do make a Muddy Buddy one, and what that is supposed to be the exact same thing as the WeatherTech one. It's just the WeatherTech one's rebranded for Volkswagen, known as Muddy Buddy. So the Muddy Buddy ones might be cheaper than the official WeatherTech ones, even though they're exactly the same thing. The second item is the WeatherTech wind deflectors, and I believe the WeatherTech ones are the best ones on the market. I've seen the ones that have like that kind of 3M'd on, or like I guess drilled onto the outside of the window, and I think those are ugly and just hideous, and I don't even think they're secure at all. The WeatherTech ones though, they slip into your window seal, and I think that's a way better seal and secure fit than the ones that are kind of glue on the outside. Something to point out though, there is an indent on the wind deflectors because it's supposed to be for when you fold your mirrors up. It's supposed to clear the way and not hit the deflectors, but if you fold them up all the way or too high, it ever so slightly touches the wind deflectors. It's not a big deal. Like if you fold them up 100% all the way as far as it'll go, then it'll touch. But if you like, let's say stop at 98%, then it won't touch. So it's just something to point out, not really a big deal or anything. The next thing is gonna be eyelids, and you can find a bunch of these on AliExpress. I believe it really kind of makes the car look a bit more aggressive. They're not absolutely necessary, and they're just 3M'd on, but it's like 5 bucks on AliExpress. So why not? You can get like carbon fiber ones, black ones, white ones on AliExpress. So it's really up to you. The next item is gonna be for people with the faster transmission. You can get DSG paddles on AliExpress for like 20 bucks, I believe. And they're super high quality, they're great. If you thought you were getting something more by paying 50 bucks for DSG paddles, think again. I personally believe that companies take or buy from bulk from AliExpress and they rebrand the exact same DSG paddles and then they mark the price way up. I've seen a lot of people post in Facebook groups thinking about buying DSG paddles from here or this other American site, and it's the exact same ones that I have from AliExpress for 20 bucks, and they're trying to pay like 50-80 bucks for it. The ones I have are the old really popular ones, and they're 3M'd on, and the quality is great. They come in silver or black, and they're like metal, and they're actually heavy. There's some weight to it. It's not just some cheap plastic whatever. But the new ones that I've seen recently from AliExpress are also, I think, way better. They're way bigger shifters, and instead of 3M'ing on, you have to take your old paddles out and then replace it with these. So I guess it's a more direct fit. The next thing is a rear wiper delete. Definitely a personal preference thing. I personally don't like it. I like my rear wiper, but I do see a lot of people remove it, and you kind of just buy the plug to plug up the hole in the window, and then you probably should VCDS or OBD code the motor or the function out so you don't hit it by accident. The next thing I highly recommend is a dash cam. And I know, you know, some people might say like, it's not gonna happen to me, but honestly, it's better safe than sorry. I would say get a dash cam out of all the things on this list, because I mean, you know, I would never want you to use the footage or have to use your dash cam, but just have it anyways. You know, they're not even expensive. You know, you can always get the $500 ones, but also you can get a pretty decent quality one on Amazon for like 60-80 bucks because they're always on sale anyways. So yeah, better safe than sorry. I try to cover as many things as I can, and of course, you know, I'm not going to be able to get everything or mention every possible thing for under 100 bucks. So if there's something that I left out or that you deem necessary, of course, leave it in the comments, let me know, let everybody else know. There's links in the description so you don't have to go around looking for the items I've mentioned. And as always, like the smash button, and catch you guys in the next one.